Gaming news straight to your ears and eyes. Today we talk about several events that transpired this week, from Silksong possibly making an appearance this upcoming year. After a long break, the much-awaited Metroidvania might finally pop into the presentation of a big publisher. Also, studios are being bought again, and this time it isn't Embracer buying, but letting go one of its acquisitions. And Xbox might welcome third-party stores into its own ecosystem? This and more in this video. But before we keep going, I invite you to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any gaming news or discussions about the gaming world.
Check it out, Flows! You made the front page!
You know what this means. We've gone mainstream.
On a different video, I talked about Summer Gamefest confirming a date for their presentation. On June 7th, we'll see Jeff Keighley once again presenting new world premieres, possibly for this year or upcoming ones. And while this show isn't as big and important like the Game Awards, sometimes we have a big surprise. However, that show won't be the only one. Ubisoft is joining the ranks. On June 10th, the publisher will host its own showcase, possibly bringing the newest updates to titles like Outlaws, which could likely release at the end of the year, as well as get updates on Ubisoft's favorite cash baby, Assassin's Creed. There are multiple new titles set to release at some point in the future, and on this showcase we could get a glimpse of them. That, or they could spoil us with another TV show like they very awkwardly presented one last year. And when I say spoil us, I say it with a hint of sarcasm. I truly couldn't care less about an animated TV show with Ubisoft's biggest franchise characters. I want games, okay, Ubi? Hopefully this year the company focuses on the games. Now, where is Silksong? It's probably one of the most asked questions on any gaming showcase that you'll see fly through the chat. And it will probably become the only most asked question since GTA 6 has already announced its existence. Now, fans of Hollow Knight have been awaiting patiently to any news about the game. Last year they got baited into belief that the game was set to release possibly this year. Unfortunately, none of that became reality after the developer announced a delay without end. Fans went into despair. Fortunately, the skies might be clearing because this past week there was a new sighting of the game. In South Korea, the game has been rated, indicating the game is possibly finished and ready. To confirm this even more, Xbox President Sarah Bond posted on her Twitter a reminder to players that the game will arrive on Game Pass Day 1, and also that the game officially had a store page. It could be Team Cherry makes its announcement this upcoming summer on Xbox Next Showcase. It is likely, with this information and knowing that the summer showcase for Xbox, it is their biggest event of the year, so we might see the game there. Embracer is now well known in the industry as the worst publisher after his huge gamble of buying studios and then losing the investment from Saudi Arabia led to hundreds of people losing their jobs or studios, or closing up completely. Now, in a new turn of events, Embracer is selling a studio. Gearbox, the mind behind one of the biggest looter shooters out there, Borderlands. Publisher Take-Two has taken the opportunity to buy Gearbox out of Embracer's hands. The acquisition cost $460 million. Founder and CEO of Gearbox said about the development, "As a significant long-term Embracer Group shareholder, I believe in this strategy for the Embracer Group going forward, and am completely convinced that this transaction is the best possible scenario and an obvious net positive arrangement for Embracer Group, for Take-Two, and of course for Gearbox Entertainment." Now, included with the acquisition, Take-Two will take the rights for Borderlands, Tiny Tina Wonderlands, and several other games like Homeworld, Risk of Rain, Brothers in Arms, and Duke Nukem. But that is not all. Past week, the studio Gearbox also confirmed that it's currently working on its next game. The next installment for Borderlands is already in works. Borderlands 4 will be released sometime in the near future. Now, on to a small nugget of news that caused a lot of talk on the console gaming community, and believe me, it did a lot of damage. Because Xbox continues to make changes in a new business move. Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, says he'll like to see other storefronts appearing on Xbox consoles in the future. In his full statement during an interview with Polygon, he said, "Considering our history as a Windows company, nobody will blink twice if I said, hey, when you are using a PC, you get to decide the type of experience you have by picking where to buy games. There's real value in that." And he isn't wrong. I love the idea of buying games where I want and have access to them no matter where. I have a ton of games on my Steam library, and it would be awesome to just have those on a console if one day I bring friends to hang out and we can enjoy them in the living room. Simple as that. Play whatever you want. But Phil Spencer also said, subsidizing hardware becomes more challenging in today's world. And I will say, and this may seem too altruistic, I don't know that it's growing the industry. So I think, what are the barriers? What are the things that create friction in today's world for creators and players? And how can we be part of opening the model up? If I want to play on a gaming PC, then I feel like I'm more a continuous part of a gaming ecosystem as a whole, as opposed to on console, where my gaming is kind of sharded, to use a gaming term. Based on these different closed ecosystems, I have to play across. Now, Spencer is interested in bringing Epic Games and Steam to the Xbox consoles. While hundreds are against this, many others have expressed a positive reaction. In my personal opinion, I'd love to have that option. Free my library of games of just one spot and play however and whenever I want. And don't need to double buy games everywhere. Now, similar to Silksong, another game got its rating this past week. The very awaited and horror-filled Silent Hill 2 has been rated by the ESRB. This was posted by a Twitter user, Wario64. The game received a mature rating, for serious situations that are going to happen in the game, of course. This rating suggests that the game will possibly release in the near future. Earlier in the year, rumors ran around suggesting that the game was to release in this 2024.
I'm gonna go as fast as I can so I don't miss anything.
It's been 5 years since the last game of Gears of War franchise. The waters stood calm and collected as fans have continuously moved the bucket from side to side in hopes of leaking any information about their beloved franchise. And it could be finally time to have the next installment of Gears of War 6 on the spotlight. According to host Paris Lilly on the Kinda Funny Xcast, he makes the prediction that Gears 6 will be announced this summer. And his statement goes like this. When they show the Marvel 1943 trailer in Unreal Engine 5 during GDC, I jokingly tweeted, imagine what Gears 6 would look like in Unreal Engine 5, because it looks so good. And then somebody from the coalition made a cryptic little sub-tweet under me about that, which perked my ears on that. So my conspiracy theory is that you do tease it this year, and then it's probably a launch game for next gen. That seems to make sense to me. Now, to add wood to the fire, Jeff Grubb, well known for his leaks on the gaming world, he added to the conversation. I will say I've heard some stuff might be happening with Gears 6 this summer, so I think that T sounds about right to me. Paris, that seems like what we can expect. So it could be some exciting news are coming this summer on the next Xbox Showcase. If this is true, and also Silksong it's set to release in the near future, the Xbox Showcase will be packed of huge announcements. The full conversation will be linked on the description if you wish to hear all of it on that podcast. However, Xbox isn't the only one cooking. Rumors are running around that PlayStation could be having a state of play next month. Well, 2024 has been a quiet year for the studio with the exception of an incredibly loud and captivating Helldivers 2 and Final Fantasy. Aside from that, there isn't anything else to get excited for on the blue side of gaming, according to reports that could be over soon. From Jeff Grubb, once again, delivering leaks, said he's heard a bunch that PlayStation will have either a showcase or a state of play in May. He said during the Giant Bombcast podcast, I have heard that there will be a PlayStation something, either a state of play or a showcase, next month in May, so this is probably going to be there. I wouldn't be taking this too far-fetched to consider it, since last year PlayStation held a showcase in May. It had 30 games revealed in the PlayStation Portal. Could it be that if it happens, isn't this showcase where PlayStation announces the release date of Silent Hill 2 and also releases something else in the future of 2024? Hopefully they do. Finally, the last piece of news, Monster Hunter Wilds could premiere in the first quarter of 2025. This according to insider claims. Insider Dusk Golem, who has a long track record of reporting information about video games before it has even been made public, shared information on the game on their own Discord server. Now, somebody posted that into Reddit, so this is how those leaks got out, or these rumors. So Dusk Golem claimed to be hearing a lot about the game from various sources, and said that from what they were hearing, it was shaping up to be by far the biggest game Capcom ever attempted. In his Discord messages, he included some details about the game and the possible release window of 2025. Again, take this with a grain of salt. It is a rumor, after all. But that's all for this episode. What are your thoughts on this gaming news? Let me know in the comment section on the Honey Badger, and I love to talk about everything gaming from news to games. If you like the video, remember to leave a like and share, it really helps. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Keep on gaming.